Are you, is Congress prepared to support and pay for President-elect Trump's mass deportation plan, no matter what the cost, no matter how expensive?
Kristen, I cannot think of a better dollar-for-dollar investment than to restore the security and the safety of the country. We've had a wide-open border for 4 years and millions upon millions of illegal persons. We have dangerous illegals in the country, criminals who have already committed crimes here, violent crimes against American citizens.
That's Speaker Mike Johnson silencing NBC host and crazy-eyed woman pretending to be a journalist, Kristen Welker, after she tried to challenge him for supporting President Trump's mass deportations. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and it looks like Democrats and the media have wasted no time in plastering the internet and airwaves with stories of immigrants crying from the other side of the border, which of course is no surprise. But what is surprising is that the tactic doesn't seem to be working as well as it used to, which naturally puts liberals and their NBC reporters in a really odd situation of pretending to care about government spending.
For mass deportation, he told me in a previous phone call there is no price tag for his mass deportation plan. And yet, by some estimates, it will cost as much as $88 billion per year just to deport 1 million people.
The best thing we can do is return those people from where they came. And I think the American people understand that. I saw a New York Times poll, I think it was just 2 days ago. 87% of the American people agree that we should deport dangerous, illegal criminal aliens. And that's what we're going to do.
And yet the cost is staggering. And you said just last summer, quote, our biggest national security challenge is our national debt. Does that mean that you are committed to making sure that his mass deportation plan is paid for with offsets?
Well, sure. Listen, the number one job of the federal government is protecting the citizenry. When you have a wide open border, you don't have safety, security, or even sovereignty for that matter. President Trump is going to follow through on his campaign promises and the promises that we all made on the campaign trail. It costs money to do that, but that is a small investment in terms of what it cost us. What this staggering cost, the lack of resources in our local communities that has been pulled to handle this sanctuary cities nonsense that these Democrat cities brought about and all their policies, and then the crime wave that it's brought upon the country, the untold humanitarian cost in terms of trafficking and fentanyl deaths, the leading cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 49 for the last few years. We have to get on top of this. And so getting rid of that criminal element, that dangerous element, is something the American people want us to do.
Just bottom line, you are willing to spend trillions of dollars if that's what it costs to get this plan passed?
Look, it won't cost trillions of dollars. Okay. I think we don't yet know the dollar figure, but I will tell you that the American people are going to support that effort. And we're going to begin with the most dangerous elements, and you're going to see a dramatic change in the country because of it.
You know, love him or hate him, everything Johnson said there was true. However, I wish he would have pushed back a bit more on this ridiculous claim that each deportation is going to cost that much. I mean, where exactly is the media getting those numbers? Welker saying some estimates doesn't really cut it for me. Here's Representative Byron Donalds tearing this argument to shreds.
Democrats never worry about costs when they're spending, but now they're raising the alarm. This is from CNN. Watch.
A lot of what he's talking about on the border and on taxes, this is stuff that's going to cost money.
Yeah.
So we're actually talking about some of the more difficult parts of this because Republicans are getting ready to put an agenda that's going to be hugely expensive.
They spent hundreds of billions on Ukraine, hundreds of billions on the illegals, and we're still paying. But now we can't fix it because it's going to cost money? Really?
Listen, it's creating a repatriation force to send illegal aliens back to their home countries, but that pales in comparison to the cost of keeping those illegal aliens here in the United States, not just the federal level, but to state budgets and to local budgets. The reality is you don't have to throw money at every situation to fix it. Frankly, sending more money out the door makes the problems worse because there's no efficiency to what you're doing. So our colleagues on Capitol Hill, we have a responsibility to cut spending, do those things properly, but to reverse the Biden agenda, which has been disastrous for America. And if we spend some money to do that, it pales in comparison to the future economic success for America and Americans.
You know, the Uniparty has done a really good job of deviously transferring discretionary spending into mandatory. I've laid out a proposal to go back to pre-pandemic spending levels, inflate them by inflation and population growth, exempt Social Security, Medicare, and interest, and we would have somewhere between $5.5 to $6.5 trillion of spending, saving massive amount of money, more than enough to pay for border security.
For years, liberals would get on their moral high horse and argue with fiscal conservatives that the country is more than GDP and budget, just so they could spend exorbitant amount of money on entitlements and progressive nonsense that helped create this mess in the first place. And now when conservatives want to clean it up, liberals are clutching their pearls and complaining about how much it's going to cost to clean up a problem they created. As if all of this is just some insane pet project conservatives want to waste money on or something. Thankfully though, it looks like Trump and Republicans are taking this issue seriously and won't be swayed by the emotional blackmail or shame tactics coming from the left. But let me know what you think. How much will Trump's mass deportation plan actually cost? Are the estimates even remotely close to the actual number? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!